Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you, and we are raising funds this week for the Hunter School in the Salem Children's Village up in Rumney, New Hampshire. You can check out their website at hunterschool.org or salemchildrensvillage.org. The toll-free number, if you'd like to make a donation, is 897-8358, 897-8358. And Ryan Barber is with us. He's a house parent at the Hunter School. Hey, Ryan.
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine, and okay. I see you too on Skype. Great to have you with us. So tell us, what is it like? What's an average day like at the Hunter School? What are you all up to?
Well, you can really never expect anything one way or the other because things can go pretty much any way with these kind of children. But an average day for a house parent, now most of us stay up there for a week at a time, so we kind of have two lives, so to speak. But an average day would be consisting of in the morning, 7 o'clock, 6 to 7, we'll start waking the kids up and checking in on them. Usually have to go to the bathroom, a couple of them. And then we'll make breakfast, and we'll have a kind of a family breakfast, and then we get them ready for school, which is right on campus. And we actually have a nice little pathway that we built. We walk the kids to the school along the pathway. Before that, we actually have them walk through a labyrinth. We built a mindful labyrinth that they walk through. And what they do is they take a little stone, and they think about, with the stone in their hand, just as an exercise, sort of they set an intention for the day. And with that, they walk through the labyrinth and place it in the middle, where there's a little bucket in the middle that they put it. And then they walk out, and then they walk to school. So that sort of sets their day off. So they start their day with that in mind. Once they go to school, they have they do their normal school session. It is an alternative school, so it may not be, they have more recess, and each classroom is different, catered to the grade that they're in and to the learning style of each individual. And that's a whole another program from the residential, which I mostly work in. Mm-hmm. So we tend to have a few hours off during the day as a house parent, although there's usually something we need to do on campus, chores or paperwork or something to figure out with the school. And then in the afternoon we pick them up, and we basically provide a family lifestyle for them with some structure, of course. We walk back, we have a snack, and then we have some free time for them, or a scheduled activity, whatever it may be, bike riding, hiking around, some sort of interactive game, something like that. And then we cook dinner and have a family dinner, and then have an evening activity, and then we put them to bed. Usually we'll read a group story, or usually there's 2 house parents in each house, so we'll go one-on-one and each read them a story, or have a group, depending. It could be a little different each day, but that's about a general day for you in a nutshell.
It sounds idyllic, but I know that very often these kids, these are kids who literally can't make it in public school, and very often can't even make it in a normal home, in their family home. Yep. A lot of them have explosive rage issues, the problems being on the autistic spectrum. Mm-hmm. What are some of the challenges that you face?
Well, there's a lot of different types of kids, so there's a lot of different styles of those kind of behaviors that could come up. But we do deal with these children being so sensitive to their surroundings. They could have outbursts sometimes for no reason, often it is for a good reason, at least from their perspective. But we might not often know. We'll have to figure out, maybe even after we get them back into a state of mind where they can be rational, because they get themselves. And even as adults, we just learn to sort of cover it up. We might have, some feeling of anger or distaste towards something in our lives, but children don't have the structure in their brain developed yet to be able to handle that externally. So they display that in a visual way that we can all see. And, we take care of that. Hopefully, we don't have to restrain them. We do have to actually physically hold them sometimes, but that's only if they're being actually unsafe to themselves or others, or destroying something. Ideally, we can sort of get them in a space where they can calm down, and then, in a calm state of mind, they return to their rationality, and they're able to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And that's when we kind of have a restorative process where we learn from the experience, and through that process, they're able to to see more rationally and see clearly how maybe in the future they could work on that when that feeling comes.
Tell me about, you said mindfulness early on, the maze, or what do you call it, labyrinth, and talk about mindfulness in relation to the way you're working with these kids.
Well, ideally, we're trying to teach them how these style of children, whether they're ADD, ADHD, or Asperger's, or some other undefined problem they may have inside. We try to teach them how strongly their mind can affect the way they feel. So the idea with the labyrinth is that it gives them a moment to realize how strongly their mind and their intentions can project the outcome of their day. So by starting them off in that quiet moment, walking through the labyrinth with that one thing in mind, or letting their mind roam free, well within the confines of the labyrinth. The labyrinth allows your decision making part of your brain to take a rest for a moment, because the labyrinth automatically guides you into the center. So during that time, they can quietly walk through, and they sort of have a moment where all those other distractions don't necessarily have to be bothering them, and they can only focus on either nothing or whatever comes to them, or specifically that intention. So that brings them to a place where they may not even realize it's happening, but it brings them to a place of understanding how powerful their thoughts can be.
How do I resign from the board of directors and become one of the kids? This sounds great. I'm just joking. But you're doing great work, Ryan. I know, and it's difficult work. I've been there and done it, and I really, really honor what you're doing. Thanks so much for coming on the air today and sharing your story and the Hunter School story with us and our viewers and listeners. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ryan Barber, he's a house parent at the Hunter School. The website is hunterschool.org, and if you would like to donate to help Ryan keep doing the great work he's doing and the program keep going, 800-897-8358 or hunterschool.org.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
That's the Hunter School. It's hunterschool.org or salemchildrensvillage.org, 800-897-8358.